Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Now, I want y'all to know that this story right here was actually covered in the Washington Post. So it's not a local story only, even though it happened in Jamaica. So I'm going to give to you what the Washington Post printed in their press. But at the same time, I'm asking the question, where are the answers? We need answers. And I'm sure that this young lady's family and this young lady are still waiting for answers as well. Jamaican police probe allegations of women's dreadlocks that were cut off while in custody. Her name was Nzinga King. She looks really young in the face. She looks like she could pass for like a 15, 14-year-old girl. She is actually a 19-year-old young lady. All right. And this icon that I'm using, I don't want to switch through pictures. I want this to stay right here. Alright everybody, listen, before we go any further with this program, let me send you over to Natural Shells Organics. Nothing beats looking good and feeling good and taking proper care of yourself so you can be the best you that you can be. These products are 100% handmade and organic. It's time that you start taking care of yourself and putting things on your body that are natural, that you can pronounce the ingredients and that you know won't harm you. This product line mostly consists of hair care products that are made to increase hair growth and improve hair health and treat your scalp. There are also skincare products here to soothe out the blemishes, soothe your irritated skin, improve your texture of your skin, and even out your skin tone. And for the fellas, that growth oil, 100% organic, handmade, will have your beard, mustache looking right. So head on over to Natural Shells Organics. Tell us SouFLoTV sent you and start taking good care of yourself because you deserve it. Back to our regular scheduled program at hand. So you could see how she looked before and what she looked like after. They certainly did shave off her head, or hair rather. So the story goes like this. Kingston, Jamaica. This is taken from the Washington Post, mind you. One more time. Police in Jamaica have ordered an internal investigation after a 19-year-old woman who claims that an officer forcibly cut off her dreadlocks that she had grown since birth as part of her Rastafarian beliefs. Now remember this, we've seen other videos. Her father is a lifelong Rasta man. Her mother is a lifelong Rasta woman. This young lady, Nzinga, has never had her hair permed or anything, and she has never had a haircut throughout her whole life. So when they got her in the police station and, like she said, shaved her locks off at 19 years old, you are looking at 19 years of growth that was removed. That's deep. I grew my locks for 7 years one time, and when I cut it off, I tell you, I feel like I did naked. I felt like I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want people to look at me, to see me. That is how much my brain had adapted to identifying with my locks. When I looked in the mirror, it was as if I was looking at my different self, and I had to adjust to that. So I can only imagine your entire life, and they took it off just like that. So the alleged incident happened almost a year after Jamaica's Supreme Court ruled that a school was within its rights to require a little girl to cut her dreadlocks to attend classes there. And if y'all remember on SouFLoTV, we covered that story as well. The school, however, later said that the student could attend without changing her hair. Another child that was from Rastafarian parents, mother and father both wore their dreadlocks. So this is nothing new. The persecution of Rasta and Rastafarians and those who appear to look like, with the distinctive characteristics of the dreadlocks, because we know not everybody that carry dreadlocks is Rasta, but just that identity alone brings trouble a lot of times. Discrimination, most definitely, in many places. Jamaican Rastafarian culture is known worldwide for reggae music and its distinctive trappings such as dreadlocks. But followers on the island nation have often complained about discrimination from authorities, which we all know to be true. All right? Her mom says, I'm so distraught. Her mom told the officer that her mom said that the officers used scissors to cut the waist-length dreadlocks of her daughter. And Zinga King, after the younger woman was ordered jailed on July 22nd on charges stemming from an argument with officers over enforcement of masking regulations to control the coronavirus. Now, they would try to make it seem in the press like she was being combative and disrespectful, and the police said, put on a mask. And she said, no, me not put on no mask. When in fact, that wasn't the story. She explained her story to the news media in Jamaica. She was very eloquent in her speech, and she explained her story. She was sitting in a taxi along with other people in the taxi. There was even a pregnant woman, I believe, and a child in the taxi. Some guy who the police was pursuing ran into their taxi and sat in the taxi. He was trying to evade the police. The police saw that he entered the taxi, and the police went over there, and the police tried to get him to get out of the taxi. Him wouldn't move out of the taxi, so the police pepper sprayed him in the taxi. Well, if you've ever been around anybody that got pepper sprayed or anybody that dispersed pepper spray, you know that the pepper spray don't hit like a bullet. It doesn't have a target. Everybody within a general radius area will get some of that pepper spray, which is what happened to her. So she jumped out of the taxi after being pepper sprayed and removed her mask. Because she was pepper sprayed, now she is trying to breathe. I can only imagine it being difficult trying to breathe after you've been hit with pepper spray while you're under a mask. It's in your eyes and all that. So she removed the mask trying to breathe, and that is where the altercation between her and the officers came along. She actually was very vocal. She said to the officers, hey man, you sister other people in here, or your pepper spray the pepper in here. Like, they could have just dragged him out of the vehicle and not pepper spray him in the vehicle and pepper spray up everybody else in the vehicle as well. That is what she was suggesting. However, the police officer didn't take it that way. The police officer decided that she needed to be arrested. The constabulary force said in a statement that an investigation will take place. We've heard that a long time ago now. We are still waiting on the results of that investigation. Hence the reason why I am doing this video. This is a follow-up video. What happened to the investigation into the cutting off of this young lady's hair? Is it that complicated to finalize a small investigation like this? Did she go into the police station with her dreadlocks attached to her head? The answer is yes. Did she come out of the police station with no dreadlocks attached to her head? The answer is yes. What happened between her going in and her coming out? Where are the stories to back up any other claim other than? You know, they tried to sabotage this young lady, and one of these media houses actually carried it. Oh, Nzinga friend said, she tell we say she cut off her hair. Where did she get her scissors to cut her hair off after she was arrested? I've never been arrested before, so I don't know if they have a beauty shop inside there, and if they have scissors in there where you can just go cut off your hair when you're ready after you have been arrested. Her story sounds more believable, right? So we're waiting for the investigation. She described the officer. She gave the officer's name that did it. She explained the whole situation with the officer when the officer started to cut her hair. Remove your covering from your head. And she said, let down your hair and all these things. And she said, miss, this is not weave, you know. This is not weave or extensions, braid or anything. This is my hair, right? This is, and she said, she not care. Take it down. Take down the bomber ass cloth here. She let her hair down. She's in shock. She's like, you're standing there with a scissors. Away I going to cut me hair. Miss, this is not weave. It's not like you're cutting out my weave. This is my hair. The officer says she don't care. Matter of fact, there was a part in there where she claimed that the officer said something about she left fear pity out her road when she come to work. So it means that she don't have no pity for nobody in your so. That's the kind of people that we have policing among our good police officers, right? So you hear sometimes me talk about the good police officer, Mr. Big up to the JCF officer, them, the good one, them, because you have some of them in there that are very egotistical, and some of them in there that are, as we all know by now, are operating on the wrong side of the law, right? But I know them we big up the good one, them. What I want to know is where were the good ones on this day to stop this police officer from doing what she did to this young lady. And I also want to know, how come this went all the way to the Prime Minister and other high-ranking people like Commissioner, and everybody is saying, I am ordering an investigation into the matter. And all know that investigation they can't complete. All know we cannot hear what happened really. The statement said that the cutting of people's hair, particularly that of Rastafarian, has no place in the modern police force. That's the statement that they let out. Rastafarians are part of a political and religious movement founded in the 30s in Jamaica that drew from Christian and African faiths. Dreadlocks are a symbol of their strength, and Rastafarians take a vow to not cut their hair. Have you ever heard of the Nazarene vow? This is a vow between you and your almighty creator. So for a man to hold you and shave that off of your head, it's like a violation. It's like when a man and a woman take a vow before God to honor each other till in sickness and in health till death do us part. And then one of them out here cheating upon the next one, and which leads to a divorce, and mash up this vow, disrespect this vow that you took to the almighty creator. It is that deep and even deeper for them, because the locks are also actually seen as an antenna that pick up signals spiritually from different realms within the universe. There is no census data on how many Rastafarians live in Jamaica, but it is said to be definitely above 1% of the population. One of the best known representative of Rastafarian culture, as we all know now, is the late great Robert Nesta Marley, otherwise known as Bob Marley. Rastafarians have often faced persecution and marginalization in Jamaica, and they keep alive the memory of 1963 crackdown by authorities known locally as the Coral Garden Massacre that left about 150 Rastaman detained and tortured. In 2017, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness apologized and announced the establishment of a trust fund of $64,000. Of $64,000. A 64,000 Jamaican dollar that was. I saw. Okay, so King, who lives in Clarendon on Jamaica's southern coast, was in a shared taxi, and I already explained to you what she said happened there. Boy, I would like some justice for my daughter, is what the mother said. Justice for the Rastafarian community on a whole. And some form of compensation, she also said. You can't like glue her locks back on top of her head. You can't, that's equal to like cutting off. Could you imagine somebody just hold you and just shave you? How violating that is. I mean, even if you are not a Rastafarian, even if you don't like Rastafarian, or even if you don't like dreadlocks, just think of somebody holding you and shave off your hair. Your hair, whether it's perm or braided or whatever. Somebody just hold you, and against your will, even though you're telling them, please stop. No, what are you doing? Yo, move your hand. I'm in a business. And just shave you like a sheep. This is 2021. Her mom says it's not like this is 1950s or the 60s. This is something that just has to stop, she said. On Sunday, Jamaica celebrated Emancipation Day because this happened within the week of emancipation. Jamaica celebrated Emancipation Day, which commemorates the freeing of enslaved people of African descent. And of course, a lot of people are saying, what are we celebrating Emancipation Day for? We are not truly independent, and we were never emancipated and all these things. Bob Marley himself sing to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Only we can free our minds. I'm going to left that one right there. So the question of the day is, where is the update to this investigation? Why is it taking so long, and why has it gone quiet? I just want to know, wouldn't you? I'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.